up, beautiful people? It's your girl Rinny here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a reaction video to Jada's Red Table Talk, where she brings herself to the table. So everybody who's anybody should know that August Alsina did an interview with Ashley Yee. It was about an hour long, but a clip was taken out about his relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith, who is Will Smith's wife. So I watched the Red Table Talk this morning and I want to give my opinions on it. I am going to react to it again, and I'm just going to go through and pause at certain points and give my opinion on certain things that have been said. So before I get into this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I drop a new video, and please leave your comments below because I want to see what you think about what I've said and share it out to you peoples. So let's get into this.
This red table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made, that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yes.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right. Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. But that doesn't matter. It's all love, honestly. And I would usually not, you know, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
Yeah,
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But, you know, I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent. Just being transparent.
And I'm here with you.
Yeah, I thank you for that, because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's...
I was going to pause it there because she's talking about how the world has created a space where, you know, you have to talk on it and you have to be open and be transparent. And I find that that's one thing that they haven't been. Everyone knows there's been rumours for years that they've been in an open relationship, and they've refused to talk on it, they've refused to address it. However, you'll find they'll come out in the public together like they're making a united front as a way of dispelling those rumours. And for me, it's like, well, if it is what it is, why try and make out as though it isn't? Just be real about it and be transparent, because this is what happens when you're not transparent. People's stuff, especially when you're a celebrity, will always come out at some point. So it's better to just either be open or say nothing at all about your relationship whatsoever. Keep it private, keep it out of the limelight, and that's it. But I think they've done a bad job here. I think a lot of this is down to them at the end of the day. But let's carry on.
That's what we're going to start with.
We're
is
gonna
that
start
this
with-
is a very personal journey
Yep.
that became very public
Yes, absolutely.
for whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah, somewhere around
I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Aug first came around, he was really sick.
He was really,
know.
really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over. You know?
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. And one thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you.
Before I go further with that, because I know what she's going to say next. Do you see how problematic that is? So, a bit of a backstory. August Alsina was addicted to drugs. He was addicted to Percocets. So, he basically went to the Smiths for help. They became good friends and they were actually helping him through his drug addiction to get him off. So obviously getting him different resources, different services and whatnot to help him through that. From what Jada's saying, them two became really good friends in the process. So their initial contact was him asking for help, seeking for help with his addiction. And as time has gone on, she's now established a relationship with him. Bearing in mind, she's a grown woman, and I'm not saying August isn't grown, but he's a young person. If you was to flip the script, if that was a young girl coming into the Smiths family, seeking for help for an issue that they had, whether it was mentally, physically, and all the rest of it, and then Will Smith developed a relationship with them, do you know how predatory that is? Like, she completely abused her power and took advantage of him as far as I'm concerned, because he was young and impressionable. He was under the influence, you know, he's going through a huge drug addiction, and she's supposed to be helping him, not trying to get him into bed, regardless of what her relationship status is, regardless of what her marriage is. She should never have done that. To me, that is so problematic, so predatory, and just completely wrong. She should never have done that. We carry on.
You giving permission, which is, you know, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I think, so, I mean, because this is your red table and you like brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August, that's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
This to me is ridiculous. Where's she going with the word entanglement? I'm glad that Will Smith pushed her to be transparent, because same thing she was saying in the beginning about being transparent about certain things, but yet now she's using words like entanglement like people know what that means. Like, just be honest. You're here. You're the one who brought yourself to the red table talk. Say what it is. Simple as it was a relationship.
Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. Mm-hmm. And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. Mm-hmm. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So we come into the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So, you know, you during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with my codependency, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something about that childhood trauma that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people.
This, what she's saying here, I relate. I understand what she's saying. Especially when you've gone through certain things in your life that are quite traumatic, and you probably look back later on and think, I wish I had that help growing up. So, especially when you have a good heart, when you see people who go through similar things to you or go through a rough time or whatever it is, you want to help them as well in whatever capacity you can do that. The issue I have is the fact that she saw the opportunity to help somebody and then went beyond that and started a relationship with them. Whether it was sexual or not, she started a relationship which was out of the boundaries of just helping them as a friend. And that's what I don't agree with at all.
Versus fixing me.
Yeah.
And I think that whole process with Og really showed me that
first.
and taught me that. And I'm really grateful for that lesson.
I feel like that husband, like, I'm with you at the press conference. I'm that husband. Now I got to be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgressions.
Well,
Like, I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
well, you know, I definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing. You know, and as I came through and started to realize certain things about you and I, he decided to break all communication with me, which was totally understandable.
Right.
And I let that be and hadn't talked to him since.
Right.
So it is a little weird that all this stuff is coming out now, since this was
because for me this was years ago, right? You know, so the fact that it's coming up now, and I think it could feel weird for people that we're laughing and talking about it, but
it happened so long ago.
You know, and our experiences of working through it, fighting through it, talking through it, therapizing through it, I think that the why now is weird.
Yeah. When I say it's been a huge healing on my life, and just what I had to confront and discover, you know, about myself, the ugly truths
What is that?
and the beauty. So it was something that I felt like wasn't really ready to be discussed because there hadn't been that healing, because he hasn't wanted to, you know, Aug and I haven't talked in so long, you know what I mean? So I don't know, this all seemed very strange, you know, but I'm grateful for the journey that you and I have had together. Because I feel like there are a lot of couples that go through those periods, and a lot of couples that have to separate and think it's over. And, you know, the one thing I'll say about you and I is that there's never been secrets.
Right. We came together young, and we were both broken in our own ways, and to be able to make mistakes without the fear of losing your family is so critical.
Yeah.
So, that statement, being able to make mistakes without having the fear of losing your family is so critical. Now, I get what he's trying to say. However, that can be so dangerous at the same time, because people can abuse the freedom that they have, especially when you give them too much freedom. So imagine if Will could be that person who would just constantly cheat, or he was somebody who was physically violent towards you, mentally abusing you, or whatever it is. But because he has the safety of never being able to lose his family or losing anything, he'll just carry on doing it. And that's what can happen. To me, that can be a problematic statement, because there has to be consequences for people's actions, their words. There's always consequences, but if you take those consequences out, then there's no reason for people to want to change their bad ways. People would just, they'll run a mile with it, and even further. So, you know, it's kind of like a free-for-all. I can do what I want and it doesn't matter. Life isn't like that. There's consequences to everything. So, yeah, I understand what he's trying to say, but I think you have to understand the deepness of what he's actually saying at the same time.
It's the idea of any relationship and trying to get to deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that I'm deeply grateful in this whole process between you and I is that we have really gotten to that new place of unconditional love.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
I would agree.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things that you have to go through, and it's like...
And I wish, you know, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracles.
Yeah. You got to go through some to get the answers. You know, and I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah, there's a real power in just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what. Yeah. And you really can't know that
until you go
through some stuff, you know. I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first, and then...
You're going to get me back. I think you've gotten me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
Okay, that's probably true.
You know, but...
You hear that? So my man said, I'm going to get you back first, and then we're good. But she's saying, that I think you're good on that already. And he was like, yeah, probably true. So that just shows, for one, that these two have been open for a while. He's clearly done his stuff and she's done hers. The only difference is hers has come out. Nobody knows about Will's stuff, so.
And I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay.
He's like, no, fam, I'm getting you back. Listen, Will looks hurt. You know, it's funny, I'm watching this, even though I've watched it already, but I'm watching this again. And I'm looking at Jada, and Jada looks fresh, she looks done up, she looks like very relaxed, calm. And Will looks, he just looks like he's hurt. I don't know if I'm reading it wrong, but like, it's almost like he looks like he's aged and she hasn't. Like, you can just see, for me, you can see the anguish inside, but he's just going along with it. I feel like Jada has very much a lot of control in this relationship. She's probably the alpha, the dominant one. And he's kind of just gone along with it and adapted according to how the relationship has evolved. But I feel like she calls a lot of the shots. I'll be very, that's the dynamic I'm feeling between the two. But yeah, let's carry on.
Give you that petty, if that's what you want.
Watch him go ahead and
you
do
know,
it, though.
I will definitely say it's just part of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you
Why is
expect
it
to
part of
be
it?
with somebody for a lifetime.
25 years and counting.
No. Why does it have to be a part of it? It doesn't at all. If two people are committed to each other, they've taken vows and they promise to be faithful, why is it 25 years, 30 years, 45 years down the road, just because you've been with each other for that long, then there has to be a situation where somebody, you know, you end up breaking up, or you end up seeing another person, or you end up cheating, or what? No, it doesn't at all. And that is the wrong message to be sending out to anybody. Like, that is ridiculous. And for me, that's not something that you should be sending out a message to. Yes, marriage is hard. Yes, marriage is something that you have to work at constantly. Yes, you can fall, you cannot like the person at times. But love, for me, in a marriage, it's a choice. You choose that person. The moment you stop choosing that person, that's when other things can come in and break things up. Wrong message, completely wrong message.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
That wasn't even something to laugh about.
That's terrible.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
Right, you see that? He's like, that's terrible. And when I saw this, I was like, that is such a terrible saying. Like, I know they're trying to kind of like flip the whole bad boys for life thing, because him and Martin do bad boys. But bad marriage for life, he's like, that's terrible, which it is. And she's like, but it's true. Why you want to stay in a bad marriage for? Why? Either you're going to make it a good marriage, or you need to split. Like, allow it. Stop trying to evolve it into something that suits you, or will suit one person more than the other, clearly. Just so you can just carry on. Like, I think it's, yeah, that wasn't funny to me. I think that's weird.
But yeah, it's just part of the journey.
I told you the first year we were married.
What'd you tell me?
That I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
If somebody looked through a crystal ball and said, this, and this is gonna happen, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah. You thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was going to take to ride with you through.
Yeah, I didn't know if you would be willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
Yeah.
This is why I think that she's calling the shots. He said in the very first year that they got married, he said he could love her through anything. So for me, them two have known what it is right at the beginning of the marriage. Within their first year, I think he's had to kind of ride along on her journey and adapt. And as far as he's concerned, he's seen that pattern of behaviour from the very beginning. So he's like, I think in the deep love that he's had for her, this is just my opinion, by the way, but in his deep love for her, he's like, okay, I'm going to have to deal with this, but I'm going to love her through anything. And I feel like he's bound by that word about how he feels about her, and that no matter what she does, what she says, how she goes about things, he's going to love her and he's going to stick by her. And even she saying that she didn't think that he would have the capacity to be able to love her through all of that, which shows me that she knows who she is and what type of person she is and how difficult and problematic she can be. And he's seen that from the beginning, because everybody changes in a relationship. Everybody does. As time goes by, you learn more about yourself and you evolve and you change. But she knew, and she's been like this from the very beginning, and she didn't think that Will would be able to deal with her and love her through it all. Well, he clearly has. And he clearly has had to. I feel like they probably had periods of toxicity in their relationship. And Will Smith has had to adapt to whatever situation is brought to their marriage. Whether he likes it or not, he's had to adapt and move forward because of the words and the vow that he said to her in the beginning. And I really think it's taken its toll on him. Even though he's still riding, it's taken its toll on him. But she's definitely the alpha in this relationship. She's the dominant one, and she's the one who takes control 100%. I mean, I've seen in other red table talks where Will's been in and he's spoken about in the beginning where he would literally try and do everything for her. He'd get this house for her. He'd do this and that and whatever else that he was trying to build for her. And she wasn't happy about it. She didn't like it. She just wasn't happy at all. And he was like, no matter what I did, it was never enough. For me, it's just showing that Will Smith have always tried to do everything he had to do to prove his love to Jada, to show him that he was there for her no matter what. And she's just been able to call the shots whenever she feels. Yeah, problematic. Very selfish as well.
How am I doing?
You're doing great.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, you're awesome.
See, yes, it's finished now. Even that, like, he's asking her, how am I doing? Like, this is some kind of like she's testing him at every point in the marriage to see whether he's still gonna love her and he's still gonna be there for her and all that. Like, this is a two-way street. You're supposed to be loving each other. It's a give and take. Like, it's not, I'm going to do me. I'm going to do what I want, blah, 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 and all the rest of it. And you just got to see whether you can fit into that and you can deal with that. It's not like that at all. It shouldn't be like that at all. Not in a marriage. I say one thing, though, watching it. You can see that they've got a strong bond between each other. Like, they're really good, they're best friends. You can see how they finish each other's sentences, how they laugh at the same things, and just the interaction that they have. They're very comfortable with each other, and I feel like they do have a very strong bond. I think for me, it's just a case of you know, everything and everyone has a breaking point. What their breaking point is, I don't know, but it seems like they're still going regardless of what's been going on. But I just know that they've known what it is from the beginning. I think they've both done their stuff in the relationship, but they just always come back together. One thing I don't like is just the fact that if you've known it's been open this whole time, why try and make out as though you're not in an open relationship when these rumours come out? If you're in the business of being transparent and open and all the rest of it, just say what it is. At the end of the day, it's your relationship and you shouldn't really care. I'm not saying that you have to tell people your situation, but you can't be trying to dispel rumours which happen to be true. Like, either don't say anything at all, stop trying to make this united front every time the rumours come out, live your life and say nothing, or just say it as it is, because when your stuff comes out, then you have to be transparent. You ain't got a choice. And my thing is, before the Red Table Talk, Jada actually said in a tweet that she was never in a relationship with him. So she actually lied about it, because now she's come out and saying that, yeah, she was in a relationship with him. So it's better to just, if you're going to say something, say the truth, be open, be transparent. If you want to keep your stuff to yourself, say nothing at all. Don't put your relationship out there and all the rest of it. Don't do it, because you just end up burning yourself in the process. And yeah, that's my opinion on it all. I don't like this whole open relationship thing. I don't think it works for the most part. Yes, there are some people out there where it's changed their relationship and, you know, it's made things better and whatnot. But when you make a vow to be with somebody for the rest of your life, you make a vow to be with them. You don't generally have the idea of, oh, I'm going to bring in another person, or I'm going to, you know, we'll have an open relationship. We'll go out and see people who you want to see and then come back to each other. It generally doesn't go like that. So I think it's problematic. It causes issues. And by the looks of it, Will Smith don't want that. You can tell he looks hurt, and by the words that he says and how he says it, he seems hurt. And Jada's kind of just there. She's good, you know what I mean? But anyways, guys, tell me what you think. Leave your comments down in the comment box below. Let me know if you agree, you disagree, what your opinions are on it. I'm intrigued to see what people have to say. And I know there's a lot of people saying that, you know, we shouldn't pay attention to all this. We've got more pressing matters to deal with. However, this will blow over in a few days, and I thought it was interesting, so I'm putting my opinions on it, and that's just that. So if you don't like it, whatever. If you do, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to me. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. And I know I haven't done a video in a while, however, here I am. Hey. And yes, leave your comments, share, do all that good stuff. Thank you all. Please stay blessed, stay positive, and stay safe. And peace out.